Ghana, our last speaker, specializes particularly in SDG 9 target 9.4, which is all about making infrastructure more sustainable and more resource efficient, and also about encouraging the greater adoption of clean and environmentally sound technologies, which is incredibly important for a sustainable future. So Ghana, what's your approach to designing a sustainable built environment that minimizes ecological impacts and reduces the consumption of really priceless resources?
This is true. So basically, we utilize a system-based approach to look at communities, developments, and buildings holistically rather than in isolation from one another. Also, we put people first when designing for a sustainable urban model that is not only responsive to the environmental impacts, but also to the economic, performance, and social needs. And a crucial step in that direction is integrative design approach, mainly across all the stakeholders and functional disciplines to attain the synergy in the process of planning, design, and construction. In fact, we foster demand reduction and put priority for the resource conservation for the energy and the water and the waste at a minimum, and the framework that ensures optimizing key performance indices. We also consolidate and apply our expertise to the creation of mixed-use communities where people can actually live, work, perform, play, while incorporating responsive, sustainable design principles, and that is inclusive of integrating renewable energy, preserving natural resources, and optimizing outdoor microclimate.
Yeah, Ghana, about that last point, so there's a great deal of interest in these issues, integrating renewable energy, preserving natural resources. And I know that because you and your team have been very busy. So why are clients more interested right now in sustainable green building design? Why are they more interested than they've been before?
Right. So basically, clients are aware today more than before of the impacts of the climate change, which are anticipated to be felt strongly, especially in the Middle East region. The water stress and the extreme temperatures will become more and more intense, even more than the record settling levels that we even see today. In fact, the International Energy Agency has stated that in order to avoid those dangerous levels of climate change, all future infrastructure, including cities, buildings, power stations, industries, and even agriculture, need to be designed to be low carbon. Now, what makes an urban environment well designed? Simply, it is by making use of the latest technologies to generate efficient energy and then use this energy wisely. And this is accompanied with using fewer and less carbon intensive material, all of which can tackle emissions while creating an environment that is geared towards the occupants' comfort and social sustainability.
Okay, that sounds great, but how does this work in practice? What's the approach to making it work? What are the actions that you have to take?
Definitely. So we have successfully been using a broad range of tools to resolve complex design decisions and lead on innovation. And this is definitely while applying local and international standard green codes, such as LEED, GSAS, Istidama, eco-districts, green building regulations, BREEAM, CEQA. And this is done through using very dynamic and software tools that are really helpful, such as integrated environmental solution software that serves as I said, dynamic simulation modeling tool for both buildings and master plan. Our sustainable design approach is effectively suited for the climate conditions where the project is located in and the industry directions, and definitely for the typologies to ensure that the human-made systems work with the natural ones. So we promote the use of community facilities by maintaining thermal comfortable outdoor microclimate, and this is done, for example, using shaded walkways, inclusive of parks, open spaces, bicycle facilities, optimized transportation options, and transit supportive practices to various accessible amenities. Also, for the parking, we recommend using electric charging stations for green vehicles because this increases the reliance on electric cars, which results in greenhouse gas emission reduction.
Okay, I know. So Ghana, I know something you want to share today is key sustainability drivers that any development can and should follow to become more sustainable. Can you walk us through the key sustainability drivers that you incorporate in your design and tell us about the ones that have the highest impact?
Right. So I will start with the water efficiency because our design promotes water demand reduction inclusive of various schemes and strategies. First, we promote installing efficient fixtures and mitigating losses through monitoring. Second, we target zero potable water and irrigation by investigating the possibility of having a sewage treatment plant for reuse in irrigation. In addition to that, we have an efficient irrigation strategies such as drip irrigation and also by specifying the adaptive and native plants who typically use much less water than any other plant. Moreover, we target zero potable water and process applications by means of TSE water in process such as cooling tower makeup. And if feasible, we design for 100% grey water collection, treatment, and reuse in flushing, for example, for maximum water conservation and reuse. And finally, we do recommend always rainwater harvesting, collection, and reuse. Moving to the energy demand reduction and renewable energy. So energy demand reduction is enabled through passive design. In addition to optimized HVAC efficiency and efficient lighting in appliances and the use of renewable sources of energy. Those sustainable strategies include optimal street layouts and width, cool roof implementation, conducting district cooling strategy, and using renewable energy sources such as solar and wind, in addition to selecting highly efficient mechanical and electrical equipment. We also promote the use of various innovative schemes such as solar energy roads by means of, for example, photovoltaic panels, powered street lights, and street furniture like solar benches. Now moving to the zero waste to landfill. And the solid waste management is one of the important health and environmental issue the world is currently facing with the increase of the population. So we typically aim to reduce the amount of waste taken to landfill by adopting source segregation, recycling, composting at recycling companies, in addition to efficient pneumatic waste collection system. A pneumatic waste collection system transports waste at high speed through underground pneumatic tubes to a collection station where it is compacted, sealed in containers. Once those containers are full, it is transported away and emptied. But this system really helps facilitate the separation and recycling of waste process. We also recommend 100% waste treatment on site using waste to energy plant. For the sustainable procurement, the conservation, as I said earlier, of natural resources and the use or reuse of material and structure have a major impact on the environment. We always specify the use of local material to reduce the impact of long distance transportation. We also use certified products and material with enhanced environmental, health, and resource conservation attributes. We can also prioritize the material with recycled content, environmental certified performance materials such as concrete with fly ash, recycled steel, and bio-based material. Now, for sustainable construction, lately it has been recommended to integrate the robot-based and 3D printing technology into the design of construction processes to offer improvement in accuracy, consistency, and efficiency. Now, one would ask me, how is that helpful? The high precision enables the construction robots to reduce the waste, and eventually this improves sustainability. For the enhanced microclimate, we do care about the health and well-being of the occupants. So an elevated experience and lifestyle is mainly driven by climate adaptive design. We design for wind and solar control specifically through optimized massing, orientation, shading, and mitigation of the sun, wind, and dust. We aim for 100% outdoor thermal comfort by providing shaded seating areas, evaporative cooling, and water fountains, which proved that they can provide refreshing surrounding atmosphere for cooling and humidifying effect, especially in the hot and humid climate that we deal with in most of our projects. We also target 100% heat island mitigation by specifying light-colored surfaces in site landscape. And finally, for mobility, since the pedestrian walkability and bikeability generate no air pollution, no greenhouse gases, and very much little noise, we promote sustainable non-motorized transport corridors by designing for electric vehicles. This is inclusive of trucks and cars, bicycle network, and solar-powered shaded pedestrian walkways.
Ghana, thank you so much for walking us through this. I know that those are things that you apply on projects, and it helps you help clients reach very high standards of sustainability certification, including LEED Platinum and all of those. I know there's one more thing that you've been working on recently, which is sustainable design for roads as well. Could you tell us a bit about that? Why are roads problematic, and what's the road towards a more sustainable design?
Right. So one of the primary intent of an urban development is the design of sustainable roadways. While the asphalt is the most common material that we typically use for such an application, an important figure is really alarming, which is that every 1 ton of asphalt needs around 275 megajoules of energy. However, in order to reduce this amount of energy consumption, warm mixed asphalt can be used instead of hot mixed asphalt, the conventional use of hot mixed asphalt. So the fuel consumption during the warm mixed asphalt manufacturing is typically reduced 20%, and this enhances the embodied energy. Also, while considering the asphalt with lighter colors, it will also help enhance the surface reflectivity and reduce the heat built up and temperature increase through presenting more sustainable model of the road materials. Now, also, we can introduce sustainability here by using recycled and renewable material. We have 2 types of sustainable materials that have been used in the have been used lately, such as the reclaimed asphalt pavement and the recycled content aggregate. The reclaimed asphalt pavement, it contains 95% of natural byproduct aggregates, which is really important, high figure. And the recycled content aggregate, we can use the demolition of roads, runways, and concrete bridges and buildings instead of using new raw materials and extracting them.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. That's very interesting. So Ghana, any final words? Anything to conclude with?
Definitely. I would like to say that cities around the world are measured on how well they support healthy, vibrant, and productive lifestyles. With a renewed urban design framework, we can set out crucial principles and achieve high-quality buildings, urban infrastructure, public spaces, and streets with a range of lifestyle options for more diverse communities and distinct urban culture. So the opportunity exists to lay the foundation for a new trajectory towards a sustainable, resilient growth and contemporary urban life designed for the people, and it protects the environment. Thank you so much for having me today, Haya.